That was highly necessary, by the way. I'm talking about Monuments. I think you pronounce it Gnosis, but correct me if I'm wrong. This is their debut album, coming out on Century Media Records. Not for another month in the States until like the end of September, but it's coming out very soon in Europe because they're lucky bastards. This is a guy by the name of John Brown, and he played in Fell Silent. He's kind of started this band, and I think that's kind of important to understand Monument's style, to know who Fell Silent are, and how their overall sound. I love Fell Silent's soul album, The Hidden Words. Every time I listen to that, it's got a lot of atmosphere to it. It depresses me that that band only made that album, broke up. But it's very necessary to, like I said, understand Monument's style, because the way the guitar is presented in both Fell Silent and Monuments is very much alike. They got that progressive metal gent type tone to them, it's very I don't know how to put it, but it's got this clicky type sound to it, and like in between when he's actually, or when guitar players are actually like hitting the actual notes, they do these type of clicky things, and that's one thing that makes Monuments unique, and they did that in Fell Silent too, and I think that's pretty cool. It's just like weird clicky thing instead of like a palm mute or something, It's cool. It's like yeah. But the guitar tone on this is, like I said, it's got that like genty progressive metal of this style type sound and feel to it. But I was listening to this, and keep in mind, my computer speakers are about that tall and about that wide. They don't really get that loud, and they don't have the best quality to them. But I was sitting there and I was like, damn, this guitar tone is probably one of the heaviest, fullest, most destructive guitar tones of this style of metal I've ever heard. And that's coming through crappy computer speakers. I can't wait to own this album and pop it in a really nice sound system, because I'm sure it's just going to sound absolutely golden. And it's one thing I really like about this band. The guitar tone is just so killer, and even when they're not doing those low-end, down-tuned riffs, when they're doing like melodies and shit, that's just, it sounds so crystal clear. It's so amazing. The production on this album to go along with that is very cool too. The riffs and the overall style of this band is extremely groovy. Sometimes I think this band has more groove than Pantera or any really groove metal band, and just every song has so much groove to almost every single riff, and that's cool too. And it's cool, but it kind of hurts it at the same time, because sometimes this album blends a tiny bit. And like, if you kind of zone out or something, you might think you're listening to like maybe the same song or something. It blends a little bit, but this album definitely has its very standout moments in tracks. I'm not saying it's bad, but the groove in every song is cool, but then it, in a very minor way, hurts it at the same time, in my opinion. The vocals are cool too. I really like the clean vocals. I think they got a lot of just a nice quality to them, and they really stand out. They have huge hooks when the clean choruses come in. I've had one of their songs stuck in my head all day. I forget which one. Sorry, but that just goes to show you that the clean vocals are very catchy. Now moving on to the scream vocals, they're very unique. They're kind of different, and that's one thing that I think will set Monuments apart from other bands. At times, especially in the song 97% Static, they kind of remind me of the singer of Stray from the Path. And then at other times they remind me of, you know, maybe some Spencer Sotelo Periphery, or a little bit of shoot, Daniel Tompkins when he does his screen vocal, not the clean vocal that he does, but the screen vocal. You know, it's like he has all three of those vocalists put together, and it's kind of cool. It's just kind of this high-pitched screech type thing, and I like it. It's very audible and very clear. You can really understand what the vocalist is saying from like word 1 to word 5 million at the end of the trip. The album. Yeah, that was stupid, but I'm sure you understand what I mean. Spencer Sotelo, he sings on from Periphery. He sings on the last track, and it's kind of funny. When I was listening to this album, I was sitting there, I'm like, damn, that sounds exactly like Spencer Sotelo. And then I later found out that he did guest vocals on it. That's a cool track. That's one of the highlights of this album. The drumming is very top notch. Just very locked in tune with everything that's going on, which is awesome. And I think one thing that is cool about this album is a lot of progressive metal albums, especially bands of this type, your Sky Harbors, your Peripheries, your Tesseracts, your Contortionist, Volumes, they have an atmosphere to them. But this band has a different atmosphere. And I don't know how to describe it, but when I listen to this, it's got a much just different atmosphere. Like I'm just walking through Egypt or some shit. It's just weird. And it's not like a dark atmosphere of the Contortionist or, you know, Periphery or something. It's dark, but it's not light at the same time. And that's one thing that's really cool about this album. And it's got the ambience and the melodies and stuff of, you know, bands of this style, and the atmosphere is something that I think is very unique to this album. There's a lot of unique things about this album. That brings me to my final point about this, and it's my only complaint about it, is that this album is really nothing groundbreaking or extremely special. It's very strong, it's well executed, progressive metal or gent of this style. You know, it's like I said, that's how I should just describe it and leave it there. It's well executed, it's well done. This album has a lot of highlight tracks. Degenerate is one of my favorites. 97% Static is my favorite, and I really like the Uncollective, the last track, Denial. There's just a lot of good stuff on this album, a lot that fans of, you know, these type of bands will really enjoy. So check Monuments out, their album Gnosis, Gnosis, however it's pronounced. Don't take a dump on me, but it's a good album, and I'm going to give this album an 8.25 out of 10. Very, 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 very good album. So check it out. It's Weekly Metal Reviews. Love, subscribe, always. We love you. Check out our Twitter and our Facebook page. You all need to like that shit, because we post stuff. Bye.